Ciao guys, Food here. So this video will be a little different because we've seen a lot of different headset and we did a lot of review about different headset, but just one headset that still right now remain probably the best out there. And here I want to explain the 5 reasons why the Oculus Rift, even if it was the first VR headset released, is still the best and why you should consider it. So let's get to it. Okay, so here we are with the first section, and of course we're talking about comfort. So the comfort on this thing is just amazing. I'm still mind blown every time that I try it and I use it, like how comfortable it is compared to all the others. That's because it's very light and it feels like a piece of clothing for this texture that you have on top. And also you wear it like a baseball hat pretty much, and it's super easy to wear when you have the right adjustment. You just put it on in a second, and you also have integrated audio, so you don't have to think about anything else. They just get in a game in a second. Where the face cushion is also removable and interchangeable, so you can put different style if you prefer like clothing, you prefer velour, you can prefer everything. You have a lot of options also for VR cover that provide many different options for that. So if you have different faces, different tastes, you're gonna be able to have always the best. And different faces because you can adjust it from the side, from the top, and make it comfortable for every kind of head. I didn't find anybody yet that wasn't happy about the Oculus Rift for comfort, and I have to say personally, if I have to think about staying in VR for long session, I will always choose for this one, because when I played Echo VR, I never get out, and it was 8 hours straight inside the Oculus Rift. It was kind of great experience. I really suggest it, and yeah, I didn't have any problem besides some line in my ears. There's like the VR ears, very famous thanks to the Oculus Rift. So this is the first reason, comfort, always suggested. This is the best so far because it's so light and so easy to wear that, you can't beat it. And we are at the reason number 2, and of course we have to talk about this. We have to talk about the best controller. Wow! We have to talk about the best controller on the market, that are the Oculus Touch. This controller, they just got to 2 years very recently, so happy birthday to the Touch controllers. And I have to say, these are just amazing. Oculus arrived to the party for controllers in VR very late actually, because Vive was already there from a year with the Vive ones. But what Oculus did was actually improving a lot the idea and making art and presence something that we need in VR, and we're gonna look forward to in the future of VR, because it's just amazing how much more immersive it can be to play in VR when you really feel that your hands are there. Example like Eco Arena, where you can see your hands moving in the perfect way, are just amazing. And how does it work? Because they keep a lot of technology inside. Even if they're very small controller, this ring is for the tracking. Every single button over there use a capacitive surface on top, so they're gonna understand pretty much the real position of your hands in the game, because they're gonna understand if you're not touching at all, if you're laying on the button but not touching it, or if you're using the buttons as well. There's also a little capacitive area over here that is not really used from devs for some reason, and grabbing button and the trigger button, they of course understand the amount of pressure that they have. So it's just amazing to be able to see your hands in the game and feel like that your hands are really there. That has so much immersion, and there's really nothing on the market even comparable right now to the Oculus Touch, even if we are 2 years from the release. So yeah, best controllers for sure, the Oculus Touch, for build quality, for experience so far, and presence that is gonna be the future of VR. They got it right, and they're still on the top over there. And the third reason for the Oculus to be the best is of course the software. We are talking about the Oculus Dash, that is one of the most amazing experience over there. Using your Oculus Touch directly to get in every menu is just amazing. It's like if you have a big, like a working board in front of you, you're gonna be able to move every time all the windows from your computer, and also have inside the game the windows directly, so you're gonna be able to also watch Netflix while you're playing without any problem. You get to the dash, you have all the stuff in front of you, and you also have the Oculus Home. That is an amazing experience, even if a little heavy on your computer. Is such a great thing that you can invite friends and show your place to people. And it's an first introductions to this metaphor world when you're gonna have your apartment. You can put furniture inside and show everything you want, like achievement with little statue and stuff, or put inside also 3D content that you created with our 3D cameras and stuff. So very, very interesting for that. And I also have to mention that the Oculus is still the best for software because everything's run just better than all the other devices because of the synchronous reprojection that the Oculus Rift is using. Now all the other Steam is using that motion smoothing that is very similar. There is the synchronous reprojection also on Windows Mixed Reality. But the Oculus One is just that little better that makes everything smoother. So even if you don't have the most powerful graphic card, you're gonna be able also to play with a 970. That is a pretty old graphic card without any problem, hitting the 90 frames per second perceived, because you're gonna just get to the game to the 45, and then the Oculus will understand that frames in the middle is extrapolating the next frame, understanding the position of your headset and also the depth. So you're gonna be able to understand exactly which one is the frame that you are getting to. And I have to say that the artifacts are really minimal, and if I have to play Fallout VR in a VR headset and I don't have a super powerful graphic card, where I always go on the Oculus Rift because it's just the one that's gonna be able to give you the smoother experience so far, even if you don't have all the power that you need. So if you're looking for an headset that doesn't need the most powerful PC on the market, well, I really think that this is still one of the best, because the software that you have, the support that you have to make it just better is just unbelievable. So yeah, best one for software over here, the Oculus. Great job. And if you talk about software, of course, we have to talk about the next step, that is games. The best games are always on the Oculus Store for some reason, because they're directly developed for the Oculus Rift many times, because Oculus at the beginning much more, now is a little slowing down actually. It was really paying the developers to make everything, make the games for them directly. And we have great example like Robo Recall, Echo VR, The Unspoken, The Climb, From the Other Sun, Echo VR, where everything is just so great. The visuals are amazing. Arctica 1 as well. The visuals are just amazing. There's a plot, a storyline that makes it wanted to play more and more. Now, what's a great thing, that all these games are also available on Revive many times, so you're gonna be able to play with any VR headset. But the fact that these were developed directly for the Oculus Rift using the Oculus Touch just give you the edge, the best quality out there. So if you're looking for the best games, many times there are many games that are good also on the other platform, but on the Oculus Store, well, you're gonna find probably the most curated games out there. I really suggest, even if you don't have an Oculus, to get to those games, because are just experience that you can't really miss, and they show the potential of VR. Games like The Climb still has a graphic that is just amazing, unbelievable, and we're talking about one of the first games ever released. And yeah, those were on the Oculus and are still just on the Oculus for some reason, we don't know why, but yeah, they paid for them, they made them, so that's why we have this situation. Anyway, yeah, games, the best are always on the Oculus platform, and even better if they're playing directly on the Oculus. Okay, and now we have to talk about the last piece of the puzzle, that is the reason number 5, and we're talking about the price. Yeah, because this thing got much cheaper over the years. When I bought it was full price, $7.99 if I remember right, or it was $8.99, and then you had to add the Oculus Touch and everything. It was a kind of an expensive piece of hardware, but then situation gets better and better, and now you're gonna have the Oculus Rift with some games like Robo Recall, for example, and others. And the Oculus Touch included with 2 sensors, of course, for the tracking at $399. And in this period, there's also $350, that is much less. And you always have games included, so you're gonna be able to just jump in VR and jump into your experience right away after buying it without having to rely on anything. The price is a big factor because still, as I said, with this build quality is very rare in the VR market right now, and you have a great piece of hardware, great software, and great controllers, everything for a very reasonable price. You don't need a supercomputer, we said, and 970 will be really enough to play your games, and you're gonna be able to jump in VR for one of the cheapest experience. Well, you still have a cheaper Windows Mixed Reality headset, but that's a totally another video and another story. And for $399, how can't you suggest the Oculus Rift? That is still the best headset out there. So these were the 5 reasons why the Oculus Rift is still the best on the market right now, and why I will always suggest to buy the Oculus Rift, even now, even after all these years, even in 2018 and almost 2019, will be a perfect Christmas gift actually. But I want to talk about why I did this video. If you are familiar with the channel, if you know the channel, you know that I'm not really a fan on anything. I kind of use every VR headset. It really depends on the games that they are playing. Some they work best on one, some in the other. I prefer one for comfort, one for other stuff. So really every headset has its own a real method, there's a real reason to exist, and is real reason to be the best out there. So this is gonna be a series of all the headsets. We're gonna understand why every headset is best in something, and the reason why you should buy an headset instead of the other, why the headsets are just the best in their own little world and for their own reason. So look forward to, of course, the next video about the Vive Pro, the Odyssey, and the Lenovo Explorer, all the headsets that we have right now, maybe the Pimax soon, if gonna ever arrive from the pre-order. So you can say that I don't think and talk about the Pimax. But anyway, these are the situation. Look forward for the next videos. And so guys, as always, if you liked the video, if you didn't like the video, dislike, subscribe to the channel for more about VR tech, and of course all the next videos. And I see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Ciao.